Hello friends and viewers. First of all, thank you all for watching our videos, taking your time patiently to watch them, and few of them have also commented. In the meanwhile, I was thinking that we want more and more ideas about what topics you guys would like to speak about health, well-being, disease, and probably even about preventive aspects to maintain health. For example, we have shot a video on importance of water drinking and what is natural routine of daily living we should have to prevent health and disease. Maybe several topics of that kind is very important today for us to increase about the awareness about health and also to maintain health. I'm sure you can all share your comments and ideas in our comment section of the videos. We'll be very happy to receive it and do the videos accordingly. Thank you in advance. In the previous video, I had spoken about inflammation, which is one of the major causes and reasons for several chronic ailments, including diabetes, hypertension, cancer, autoimmune diseases, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, stroke, and you name it. Several of the chronic ailments today which is plaguing the human race. So we have understood what is inflammation, what are the types of inflammation, and how low-grade inflammation is responsible for these chronic ailments, and the lifestyle which is contributing to all these. So let us proceed further in today's video to discuss briefly about the contribution of lifestyle towards inflammation and the solutions possible for that to manage the same. When I say lifestyle, we have to understand 3 to 4 important things: physical body, energetic being, emotional and mind, and environment are very, very important factors. When it comes to physical body, what is most important is food habits, sleeping habits, and sedentary lifestyle or exercise habits. They're all, when in traditional medicine it is understood that stagnation is one of the major reasons for inflammation. Stagnation of energy. Most of us are bound to desk type work, mostly sitting and sedentary. That is one of the major reasons which will not allow us to move swiftly in our joints, enable the flow of blood and lymph, and at the same time energy to move very well in its meridians or energy pathways. So that can lead to inflammation is one of the understandings in traditional medicine. Food habits are also very important. If we are not nourishing with the right kind of food, with optimal nourishment, our immune cells will not be nourished enough to fight against the invasions of whatever kind which we have discussed earlier. And at the same time, sleeping habits. Many patients tell us that I am sleeping sufficiently for 6 to 8 hours. It's not just important to sleep at the 6 to 8 hours. Circadian rhythm is something which we need to understand. Today science has proved that irregular sleeping habits, improper timings of cycle of sleep can lead to lot of imbalances in the hormones, which is because of the circadian rhythm, and these imbalances in the hormone can lead to lowered immune response or heightened immune response. So that's why sleeping habits are very, very important to set a tone for our body and mind. And also we need to understand that human beings are just like any other animal, is part and parcel of nature. We have to follow the nature's principle in sleeping habits as well. You cannot sleep in the night and wake up sleep at the daytime and wake up in the night, then that disrupts your circadian rhythm. You might have come across the saying that, or seen some people who are working on the night shifts has lot of issues with their gastrointestinal system, constipation, headaches, their ability to manage stress is lower, being irritable all the time. This is because of the variations in the hormones and a low-grade inflammation which comes into being. That's why it is very important we work on the lifestyle of sleeping habit, eating habits, and also exercise habits. A regular exercise is very, very necessary to keep our whole system upright. because when we do exercise, there are a lot of happy hormones, some of them called as endorphins, which are released, which will help to keep up our immune response good enough and targeted right way, not the wrong way, leading to autoimmune conditions as well. So this is the physical aspect of it. I have spoken about the stagnation of energy, which is nothing but the energetic aspect. Emotions and stress play a very big role in our immune response, because whenever there is a stress, there are a lot of hormones like cortisol, adrenaline are all released. So when they are released, they disrupt the immune response of the body. That can lead to low grade inflammation as well. When there is a constant stress and emotional upsets day by day over many months and years, it can lead to low grade inflammation without any symptoms, leading to chronic ailments. At the same time, the last but not the least in our lifestyle is the contribution of the environment. Human being is the only being which is going against nature. That's the reason why we have pollution at all levels: air, water, soil. So when that is polluted, what we ingest, what we take in to our body is also polluted. So environment plays a very big role for the low grade inflammation as well. Now that we have understood what all factors and lifestyle factors are responsible for low grade inflammation, let us look at the solutions side. It's very simple. The basic mantra is return to nature. Bring the nature back and you become integrated with it and with its cycle. That itself is a big answer today to work on the inflammation, to bring down the inflammation or minimize it and regulate it. So one of the first things which has to happen is eating the food at the right time, which is mostly organic, devoid of any fertilizers and chemicals. Second thing is adequate exercise on a day-to-day basis, which is very much necessary, with appropriate guidance from the right expert. And third thing is sleeping habits, as I mentioned earlier. Sleep according to the sun cycle in whichever part of the globe you are in. That itself is very conducive to regulate the inflammation. And keep your environment clean. Clean energy is the mantra these days, and let us stick to that and not cause any kind of pollution. We are all contributing to small extent all over. So let us minimize that to whatever possible extent. Apart from this, practice of yoga, naturopathic principles I have already spoken, which is returning to nature. Practice of yoga and acupuncture can be a great tool to reduce the inflammation. Yoga helps at the physical level with asanas, pranayamas and breathing exercise at the energy level, and management of emotions and stress by meditation, relaxation techniques. Thereby, yoga is holistic by itself to regulate the inflammation. Several studies have indicated about that, yoga's role in the management of inflammation. The last point I would like to touch today is acupuncture. Acupuncture is nothing but inserting very fine needles on energy pathways called acupoints based on traditional Chinese medicine. So when we insert these needles on those specific points, there are a lot of response from the body, which has proven by science that it regulates the inflammation to large extents, reduces the inflammation. So acupuncture can be taken when there is acute inflammation, chronic inflammation, and also when there are no signs of inflammation, to prevent the inflammation to rise by itself because of various factors we have discussed. The inflammatory markers have been reduced with every session of acupuncture, and we have seen that in our own experience treating several cases. It could be arthritis, gastritis, irritable bowel syndrome, rhinitis, allergies, several things. So that's how our natural healing solutions and lifestyle can manage low grade inflammation and prevent a lot of chronic ailments plaguing the human race. I'm sure this information will help you to manage your lifestyle better. Thank you for your time and patience to watch this video. Thank you.